What's going on, everybody? If you're watching this playback, I appreciate you stopping in to watch what I'm up to today. Thursday pour day, just like every Thursday. Haven't missed a live on a Thursday yet. Now, there's been a couple Thursdays when I went live and didn't pour, but so far so good. What's it been, like 6, 7 months now? I've been live streaming, probably about 6 months, because I came back for a while and then started live streaming. But yeah, man, it's been a lot of fun. We're getting pretty close to 4,000 watch hours, so that's cool. That was always a dream of mine when I first started to hit the 4,000 threshold. Kind of opens up doors for you if you want to do bigger and better things. So that's cool. I think we're probably about 300 watch hours away. So I'm thinking we should be able to do that by Halloween. That's what I'm shooting for. I'm going to try to hit the 4,000 watch hours by Halloween. So that gives us a little over a month. And so I'll probably be live streaming a little bit more than just Thursdays. Like yesterday, I live streamed for like an hour and a half. So, I'll be popping up here and there. But I appreciate you guys stopping in. Order, what's going on? Got 3 people here and 1 like. Feel free to smash that like button. And all you got to do is double tap the screen. Only took me about 6 months to figure that out. Isn't that funny? Oh, man. I'm so bad with computers and phones and gadgets. You name it. Now, if I'm trying to hook up like a sound system, that I can figure out. But everything else is kind of tough. But anyway, Ordo, what do you think? YouTube, this is not real. I'm going to try it again and see what I can do here. Got everything ready to go. And then this skull. So this is something that I had that was, I guess it's kind of rubber. Yeah, I think this was one of the rubber ones, and you just fill it in with hot glue. But there was kind of a little bit of a hole here and there. It didn't fill out perfect. It's really hard to get hot glue to settle everywhere right. So I did it, but I pushed it down. It had a little bump on his head right there above the eye, and I pushed it down. There was one on the tooth there, and I pushed it down. There's one next to his nose, but I think I'm going to leave that one, because I know if I try to start pushing on that, I'm going to mess it up. So this could be a total bust, but I wanted to try it just to see. You don't know if you don't try them, so that's kind of where I'm at now with that. I did the lady yesterday. She turned out pretty good. I did end up cutting that sprue off the bottom, but I left enough for her to be able to stand up. Now, I tried to sand it down to get it flat so she can stand up, and I haven't got it perfect yet. And I might have went too far already. Like, she'll stand, but if it's on a table or something and you knock the table, it's going to fall over. So I'm kind of tempted to just go up to her feet. But if you were here yesterday, you saw me pour that one. But man, she turned out really good. There was one spot where you could see a little pit. Only one spot. Like the one side is perfect. Looks like silky smooth skin. But yeah, man, I was pretty proud of the way that one turned out. And then what else did I do yesterday? Dang, I forgot. What the hell was the other one? Man, my memory's getting so bad. Anyway, when we go outside, I'll show you. Starika, what's going on? Carol Clark, hello. Mandy, what's up? Jim, how's it going? Greetings from the Outer Banks. Well, greetings from Maryland. It's 80 degrees today and feeling a little humid, but hopefully the rain will hold off. They were talking about a storm rolling through, but when I look on my phone, it doesn't say anything about a storm, so hopefully we can do it out behind the shed instead of in the shed. The connection in the shed is not very great, but anyway. We're going to pour these. I got the oven on as soon as that gets up to temperature, which actually I think I did hear it beep. Yeah, it's ready. I'm going to put these in the oven for 20 minutes. Let all the moisture get out of it. The pours end up a lot better that way when I do it, so I'm going to go back to that. I was trying to just heat it up with a torch and like going around, and you can see the moisture just go out of it when you take a torch to it. But matte gas is expensive, and even if I use propane, you're just, electric. I'm not really paying a whole lot for the electric, right? I mean, obviously electric's expensive as hell right now, but I'm just saying the gas is way more expensive than using electric. By the way, I'm not going to mention any names because I don't know if he wants me to mention it or not, but somebody is buying me a furnace, an electric 2 auto. He wants to send it to me. as a trade for one of my pours that only weighs like an ounce and a half. And I was like, at first I was like, man, I can't do that. I wouldn't feel right. But he's a really good dude and he wants to help me out. And it's pretty freaking awesome. Like I hung up the phone and I kind of had tears in my eyes. Like stuff like that means so much. Like I don't really get a whole lot of stuff like that, you know. A lot of the stuff I get from the community has been like giveaway wins, and I appreciate all that stuff. But to have somebody donate something like that, like a couple $100, man, like that's freaking awesome. Like that pour is probably like a $70 pour, and that 2 auto furnace is like $300. Actually, I think the Octagon one is even more. By the way, Silver Oceans just did a video about that furnace, showing it and said it's the greatest furnace he's ever had. So that's pretty cool. But anyway, SGT, what's going on? The Gardening Channel, what's up? With Hot Potato. Is your name Hot Potato? I think you're new. I appreciate you guys stopping in. We got 11 people here and 7 likes. Feel free to double tap that screen for me. I mean, if you want, you can hit the thumbs down. It doesn't matter. Just interact a little. If you're here lurking, it's all good. You don't have to leave a comment. Just double tap for me. That's all. So you guys know I've been using this light for a while. I have a DeWalt light. And the family's not very happy with me right now because I'm in the corner of my kitchen. I have a pretty decent size, like country kitchen. And so this is like the back end of that. And this is what everybody's looking at now. I've been using this light, but I keep going through batteries like crazy. And I found this thing that was about to go in the trash, and I was like, that might work. And it works perfect. And it doesn't mess the camera up, too. That other light is so bright sometimes you'll start seeing like waves in the screen when I show you something like up close. And this doesn't seem to do that, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, the girls in the house are like, oh my God, why do you keep putting this stuff up like this? It looks ridiculous. But, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? I can't keep wasting these batteries. Oh, I hear that dog out there already. I had the radio jamming earlier because the dog just comes over and just sits and barks at me. They're not even home. The dog just sits and barks and barks and barks and barks and barks. And it's so agitating to sit and listen to a dog barking. It's like a little bulldog. They got like 3 little bulldogs, right? So I got the radio over there. I just crank it up as loud as it'll go almost. And they quit barking. But now I turn the radio off because if I leave the radio on, YouTube's going to jam me up. And I'm not going to be able to show this video afterwards. Because the deer here. That's probably what they were barking at. They're coming in looking for corn, and I don't have any corn for them. Well, I do, but I didn't take it out. That's the 2 little ones. And Mama is right behind. They're going to be pissed when they realize there's no corn. Should we go give them some corn? Leave a 1 if I should run out real quick and give them some corn. I'll take you guys with me. Otherwise, we're going to get this thing going. I only have one little, like a cereal box, like Tupperware thing. And I already gave them a quarter of that, so I'm running really low. Carol's all about it. SGT, Jim, all right, let's go out there. They won't run off. They'll kind of back off a little bit, but they'll hang out. They know me. My friends. That looks awfully crooked. What's up, guys? You want some corn? Time to put my fat ass on camera again. Dang, I didn't realize I had to reconnect. Did you see me put the corn out? I put the corn out. The little doe is still standing right there. It's only like 10 yards. Pop an apple. And Jim, I do have some apple stuff. Before they walk up, I might go do that actually. You can see how they don't really mind me too much. We ain't coming over to you, fool. Hey, I'm gonna smell like apple for the next 2 weeks. Uh-oh. What was that? That wasn't even them. Is there another deer somewhere I don't see? Maybe that was her. Come on, mama. Come on. Go get it. Go get it. What are we looking at? Yeah, there you go. Always takes her a minute. I'm standing in the doorway of the shed with an open door behind me. They hear me talking, like they know I'm here. She always has to loop around first a time or two. Go get it. So I gotta do my figure 8 first. I did walk back in the woods a little bit yesterday, see if there was any scrapes or anything anywhere, but I didn't see anything. All right, come on, guys. I need to get to pouring. Actually, I'm gonna let y'all sit and look at these for a minute. I'm gonna go pop that in the oven. That way we don't have to wait too long. So that should be ready right around 3 o'clock, maybe 5 after. Mama, you're being crazy. So I believe the smaller one is a doe, and the one that's a little bit bigger is going to be a buck. I don't see any bumps yet, but next spring it'll be a little button. And she took off. JK, what's going on? I was showing everybody what I have ready. We're gonna pour in a minute. And the deer started walking up and I didn't have any corn out, so everybody put a 1 in the chat for me to come out and bring them some corn. We love the deers, don't we? Move this up so I don't have to keep bending over to see you guys. There we go. So yeah, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we're gonna have an auction. I've got some pieces, some new pieces, something I've never poured before. And my first pour ever, I made a copy of. That little silver eagle that I did, I tried it again and pulled it off. So that was good. And then I have a lion and then the griffin lion bar. I still have that symbol. And JK, I don't know, I remember you saying not to melt down that 2-ounce CC round that I made, and I didn't. But I don't think you were there at the last auction when I put it up. But if you're interested in that, I do still have that. So that'll be in the auction tomorrow. And then I have number 13s, 1 toned, 1 not of those rounds. And then other than that, I have a the CC channel shield. And hopefully we'll have a 9mm, because I got that about to pour now. Although I'm gonna have to wait till the end of the auction for that, because, you know, I'm gonna have to figure out how to word it. Maybe if I say, hey, this is a toy, this is not real, I'm gonna give this to somebody. Does anybody want to make a donation to the channel? I'm gonna have to say it that way and see if that works. Either way, I'm gonna have to do it at the end of the stream though, just in case they kick me off. You liking the eagle? Yeah, there's a lot of people that like that eagle. It's not very heavy. It's only like ½ an ounce, but which kind of sucks because it's a lot of work. So I know people don't like to spend too much over spot price, but it's about the time that is involved in it. So we'll see if anybody picks it up or not. Hopefully you guys will take it somewhere. But yeah, man, I got some bills that I gotta pay on. So we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping that we'll see what happens on Friday, but I might come back on Tuesday by the 1st. It just depends. I'm thinking about if I can get everything taken care of that I got to pay out for Friday, or in Friday's auction, then maybe in like 2 weeks, what I'm thinking about maybe doing is really going like full force, balls to the wall, you know what I mean? Pouring 10, 12 hours a day, especially if I get this gas or electric furnace, that it doesn't matter if it's raining or anything. And maybe just having an auction every Friday. Whatever I pour for the week, we'll auction it off at the end of the week. What do you guys think about that? Ten people here with 10 likes. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, I don't have anything. It's a number 45 yet. Actually, everything that I've put out so far, I've been doing this for about 6 months, and everything I've put out has been a prototype, a number 1, and then I have like 3 or 4 pieces that I'm on like 3 and 4, other than like the channel stuff. I have 14 of the channel rounds, toned and then not toned. And then this is a number 1. The 2 ounce is a number 1. So I'm not going to make a number 2 until I sell the number 1. But I didn't show you guys yet. When I'm melting down, I have a 5-ounce Silvertown Prospector bar. I'm going to melt it down. And then I have a 10-ounce bar I'm going to save for later. And a few rounds. I got a couple sprues. So we definitely have enough for today. And I could probably pour a couple more things after I end the stream and get done as much as I can. And then tomorrow, during the day, I'll be stamping all day, writing up COAs. But in order for me to keep doing this, I'm probably going to have to do more auctions, like a weekly thing or something, and trying to do more pieces. I'm thinking about getting a press. You know how like Wild Pig pours, like he's really big on Instagram and TikTok. I think he's actually here now too, but I don't know how much he posts on YouTube, but he'll get a mold, which basically is like a hardened steel, and then put it into a press. And of course, I'm going to get like $100, you know, bottle jack press kind of thing. See if that works. Because I can't afford no 10 grand for an actual stamp machine. Or actually, you know those coins, those 1 ounce of coins. Hell, I'd like to get one of those kind of stamps. That'd be cool if I could get one of those machines. The old school method. I have to look into that. But you know, doing something like that and having like a really cool design, pouring like 20 of them. Obviously, I'm not going to do 100 like him. I'm not that big. But pouring like 10 or 20 of a design, and then trying to, you know, keep them as cheap as possible, but still making a little bit of money, but doing the volume. The volume is going to be the only way I'm going to be able to keep this going. Otherwise, we might end up getting to a point where it'll be like every quarter thing I'll have have a auction, because I'm just not gonna have the time. Like, I have the time now, but I'm gonna go for it, man. This next month, I'm gonna get through till Halloween and see what we can do by then. Hopefully, we'll hit 4,000 watch hours by then, so that'll be cool. I could set up the membership thing now, but I don't really know what to do. I got to look into that and see like what people do for memberships. I was thinking definitely like having a raffle for like a certain tier, having like a 1 ounce, maybe a 2 ounce pour, and then we'll do a giveaway for the people that are in that tier. I think that'd be a good idea. Yeah, man, I do SGT. I just don't have the cash flow for it right now. But man, I was kind of hoping silver would fall, but I don't know if that's going to happen. We might not see below 30 again. It is so humid out here right now. Good Lord. Every time the weather breaks and I think it's finally going to start getting cold, we only get a couple days and then it's right back to 80 and humid. At least it's not 95 and humid though. That's why it was hard for me to get a lot of stuff done during the summer, man, because it is just so freaking hot out here. And then you got a furnace going on top of that. And then I put all that PPE on, so I'm like head to toe in leather. Lose a couple pounds every day, which, you know, I could afford to lose some pounds. 220 right now. I want to be at 200 even. That's my fighting weight. 205. Yeah, well, that's what I meant for a while. You know, as soon as they dropped rates, it shot up. And then it fell a little bit, but now it's back up again. I think it was like $32 last time I looked. I don't know what it's doing right now, but if I just didn't have enough cash flow when it hit 28. I should have tried to buy at least something. Try to find some kind of spot deals. That would be nice. Personally, I like melting shot, but rounds are good too. But I've melted a few 10-ounce bars, about to melt down a 5-ounce bar. I gotta go through the stack too. I got a lot of things I can melt, but I'm running out of generic stuff. And you know, some of those rounds that I paid $40 for, I got a few of those. And with the right pour, you know, I could get that back out of it, but then you got all that work in it for the same price. And it's like, what do you do? Decisions, you know? Obviously, we all want to make money when we do this stuff, but it's tough. You sold 90% of your stack? Dang. I gotta tell you, since I've been doing these streams, and then before I started doing streams, I was selling to a coin shop a pretty good amount. I probably altogether between this jewelry shop and this coin shop, and I regret it now because I could have melted down a lot of that stuff. But because I sold like 2 full tubes, a couple 10-ounce bars, and I'm really kicking myself for doing that. I wasn't quite ready to come back yet, and I was trying to get to a better place, mind, body, and soul, before I came back, and you know, feel good now. That's where I'm at. And I'm gonna be honest. You know, when I came back, I was talking about how I quit drinking and all that. I'd kind of started dabbling and drinking a little bit, not getting drunk, but just like getting a 6-pack here and there, like during the auctions. And I can't do that anymore. It's been about a month. I gave it up. I'm done with it. I'm not drinking at all. Even just having a couple beers, it just makes me feel terrible when I do it, because I get to a point where I feel like I need it, right? I don't need a beer to go live. I don't need a beer to hang out at a party or something like that. Not that I party all the time, but I need to put myself in the situations where I'm uncomfortable and learn how to deal with life and get through it, you know? Stop worrying so much about things I can't control. And right now I'm in a really good place and I feel good about it. And I like talking about it too, because I know that there's somebody out there that's struggling. And if my story can help anybody, it's worth me putting myself out there. But yeah, I fell a little bit, and I want to be honest, because I did tell you guys when I first came back, I was sober, and I was for a while, probably about 2 months, and then went to that wedding, had a couple beers, and then had that live stream and the auction, had a couple beers, and man, it makes me feel like a piece of crap, really, because I know I deserve better. And not that it's a bad thing for people to just have a couple beers. I mean, do you? If that's what you do, it's fine. It's just I get to a point where I feel like I need it, and I don't want to do that anymore. I'm over it. Yeah, those can be expensive, SGT. I sold. Remember that gold Liberty that I got? I don't know if anybody watched that video. Of course, it was 2.5 years ago. Almost 3 years now. Wow. So I guess that was 2021. Yeah, I think it was a 2021 or 2022. I think in 2022 they came out with the silver version, but I bought that gold. It had the horse on it, and it was bucking off the saddle. I sold that and a maple 1 ounce for like 4,800 bucks. But I paid 27 for that 27.30 I think it was for the Liberty. The maple I think I only paid like 18, maybe a little under 18. But yeah, I even gave a couple extra things too, man. So I kind of lost my ass on that. That's why I never went back to that place and started going to the coin shop. Because the coin shop probably would have gave me more. Lesson learned. That's why I like talking about this stuff. It kind of makes me look dumb. But hey, if you can learn from my mistakes, don't go to a jewelry shop. Even if they sell coins, they're not going to want to give you. And I sat there for like a half an hour. Come on, you can do $5,000. Just do five. He wouldn't go any higher than 48. And I needed the money, so did what I had to do. That's why we stack, Something's always going to come up. There's always going to be something going on. That's what life does, As soon as you get to a good place and everything's going great, something happens. And that's why we stack. But yeah, getting back to, you said 90%. I've probably sold 60% of my stack just from the auctions because I've been trying to sell my pours, but then I also try to put up other things for people too. And sometimes I lose money on that stuff, to be honest. I try to at least break even, but yeah, it's tough when you start out doing auctions. By the way, has anybody seen Plumber Stacker? I haven't seen anything from him in a while. I was thinking about maybe putting up one of his pours because I don't have a whole lot of pours. And I have a helicopter that he poured, and he doesn't really pour much, so his stuff is very limited. But it's a helicopter that has, I forgot what it's called, but it's got the two different blades on it. One of those long helicopters, I guess, to carry stuff, whatever that is. I just did a video too. I got a Zombucks round from him too. That might go in the auction. Because what that's worth is way more than a 1 ounce round. All right, JK. I appreciate you stopping in. Yeah, stuff happens in life, but then we also go through things in life. For me, grief, dealing with losing my best friend, then my grandmother, right after I lost my career of 21 years. And then the next year, my stepdad, then grandfather, and then my other best friend. And I just, no matter what I did, I couldn't seem to get out of the grief I was stuck in, which had me drinking a fifth of whiskey and an 18-pack every 2 days. I was taking pills for pain back then, and you know, it feels really good to be totally off of that stuff. And it's the hardest thing I've ever done. To be where I'm at right now, it's been a lot of work. But I feel good, man. And the support that you guys give me, it keeps me going, and it does mean a lot to me. So thank you to everybody. Even just listening to me, giving me a platform to be able to talk about it sometimes helps. So thank you. She's about to walk back up. They're just sitting here looking at me like, what are you doing? Come on. Usually they'll sit here and eat it all. Should be about ready to pour though. Yeah, I think SGT, we all made mistakes when we first started. That's for sure. I used to go into a lot of, and not that I would not do this, because I do like to support other channels. I just don't have the money to do that now. But I had taken an IRA and cashed out because in 2020 and 2021, you didn't get penalty for it. And so otherwise you got to be 55. But they lifted that for COVID. So I took money out of that and wanted to turn it into precious metals. So I would have something tangible, you know, something in my hands that if it got any worse from where I was at already, I could, you know, I had something to fall back on. But I would go into a lot of like Big T, a lot of auctions, and just overpay for everything, just because I wanted to win the bid and I wanted to help those channels. I wish I could still do that. Trust me, if I was rich, I'd be in everybody's auctions. And I feel bad too, because you guys come to my auctions and hang out and buy stuff from me, and it sucks that I can't really return the favor. But we'll get there. I'll get there at some point. But I do appreciate you guys. Oh, that'd be cool, SGT. He says, I'm thinking about making some 1 ounce sobriety pours to celebrate 1 year. Yeah, I'm not 1 year on drinking now. So we got a long way to go before I get to a year again without a drop. I mean, I haven't been drunk in over a year. See, for me, alcohol was always kind of a way to let loose and not overthink everything and just kind of go with the flow and be more fun. So I only just had 1 or 2, right? I get a 6-pack, it would last me all night, and I never drank more than that since I started drinking again. But then I just feel like I need it, and then it goes from here and there to like an everyday thing. Oh, let me go get a 24 ouncer, you know what I mean? And it's like, man, I got to be done with it. I'm over it. I don't want to live life with any crutches anymore. And I quit drinking Red Bulls and Monsters and all that stuff. For about a month, I really didn't drink much at all. And I had a freaking Red Bull yesterday, and I was so shaky, I couldn't even hold my hand still. Like, I looked like a crackhead. It's like, man, this stuff is really good when you're not used to it. I start laughing, it always freaks her out a little bit. She's used to me talking to her like a baby. Come here, mama. Come here, little mama. But yeah, we should be about ready. So I'm gonna get some stuff, we'll fire it up. I'm not gonna take you back inside, but I'll show you all the other pours I have once we get done with this pour. Actually, I can show you real quick. 18 and over. So this is the one I was telling you about. And I left a little bit on the bottom so that she can stand up, but it might not be enough. But there was just too much on the bottom. The sprue was huge. Like, this is what it was at first, and I was just wasting a lot of silver there. And this was the first pour I ever did, and I did another one. It's holding the bicentennial dates in its talons. Pretty cool piece. Not very heavy, but... And then I did another one of these. I believe this is a number 1. I think the prototype was the only other one I did. I gotta look through all the pictures in my book though. Actually, I gotta finish filling out my book. I'm quite a few. I'm like 2 or 3 auctions out from writing everything down. And then we got this arrowhead. My grandfather made a dream catcher for my mother, and it had an arrowhead in it, so I took it out so I can make a copy of it in silver. So this one means a lot to me. This is definitely a personal type of piece, but that'll be in the auction too. And then we got the Griffin Lion Bar. Pretty cool. I like this one a lot. So we got a couple sprues here. These weigh 3.74. So I might just grab a couple rounds for this. Although I like to have enough to make sure that the weight's getting on top is pushing everything down to make sure it all fills out nice. So maybe I will throw that 5 ounce in on top of it. That'll give me 8 something. Because both of these are like around an ounce, a little over an ounce maybe. But it's 2 separate pours, so. Yeah, let me go grab this stuff and we'll get the furnace going. I might throw those 3 ounce rounds in there too. Whoa. Let me get settled here. That's a little better. That way you can see everything. So yeah, unfortunately, it's going in. And then one of the stackers. And then the regular. And then a buffalo. Plus these 2 sprues. That'll be more than enough, but at least it'll be ready to go. Make sure I have enough, and I'll just use the sprues for later on. See what I can get done. Oh yeah. Should do something to make it short real quick. When you get a 10 ounce bar, do you stick it in your crucible, put it in your furnace, and then melt it? 'Cause I do. I'll make a short about that. Or out of that. Mess with people. I still need to melt one of those Aztecs. I'm gonna put that in a cup and melt it. Sorry, I'm late. I was caught up in stink bug roundup. Dang. Man, I haven't really noticed too many stink bugs around here this year. To be honest. What is beeping? Oh. Dehumidifier is full. I just emptied that earlier too. You're definitely over thing should have been out the oven 10 minutes ago. Oh man, I forgot this gas is starting to run low. I should have switched it. It feels like it's still pretty full. Electric one, because I do go through a lot of gas. That is for sure. I'm tempted to use that other one. I used this one the other day, and it pours pretty smooth. I might try this. Keep this out just in case. I got one of those big, it's like if you're putting something down in, you like squeeze it and then pull it out. That's how you put it in and out. But it's so big it barely fits in this furnace. I've never even used it, not one time, because I don't want to scrape my sides trying to get something out. Check it out. Look at this thing. It's just too big. Probably should have got the big size furnace for this. Maybe I should put that in the auction for all my pourers out there. Stack It Surfer, what's going on? About to do a couple pours. I've had a lot of those big green grasshoppers. I was trying to find worms for the turtle last night because we ran out of worms, and I could not find, I found like 5 little tiny worms, and I searched under everything. I don't usually have issues like that trying to find worms. I must have lifted up 50 different things looking for worms last night and found like 4 little ones. Long Lip Coins, what's going on? How you doing? I'm gonna go grab that out the oven. My damn arm. Don't touch the pan when it comes out the oven. Live streaming kills my battery. About to pour. That's the only thing about the leaves falling off the trees. Put a 4-leaf clover in the chat. Oh, too much. I knew it was going to be too much because I put those extra 3 in there. Probably didn't need those. Whew, man. Head to toe leather socks. This winter I'll be loving it though. Shit. Put that back. I always put it back in here so that it cools down slowly. That makes them last longer, I hear. this off. See what we got going on here. I need to get another one of these. Last time I did something copper and I had like 14 ounces in it. Usually I don't clamp it with silver because it's so tight to close, but man, I screwed that piece up bad. I was doing the Nintendo controller and I had to try to do that one again. That looks pretty good. Let me turn this a little bit. Get a little closer. There we go. I got 7 of you still here with me. Appreciate you guys. 16 likes. That's awesome. Yeah, this one's like a two-hander to try to get open. Oh yeah. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Are kind of deep. It kind of looks cool black like that. I might have to tone just the eyes and the nose. That turned out pretty decent. The last time I did this 9mm, I did it with Petrobond, and this time I'm using Duff Clay. Let's see what the difference is. I think I'm about to lose this thing. Man, that looks way better. That's looking good. I'm gonna have to get in the trigger though. I didn't bring my tool out with me. See the sprue when I added more to it. You can see the line. It wasn't all going to fit in that other one though. I need some more paper towels out here. It's still kind of hot. Put that back in there for a minute. Still a little warm. But yeah, we got some good detail out of this. Even the front. The last time I did that, I was using one of my flasks, and it was kind of loose a little bit, and that's why I don't like using them when they're loose, because you could see one side of this was further like up than the other side, and this one is perfect. Like even the front looks good, and I'm gonna have to clean it up obviously, but there's not a whole lot of cleanup on this one. This is a toy. This is silver, YouTube. I'm gonna get all this dirt off of it obviously, but man, I like it. It turned out nice. And then this one. Oh, it has fangs. I didn't realize it was fangs. And you can't even see that spot where I pushed down. There was a little bump. Oh, you might be able to see a little bit. But it's a skull. Skulls always have something going on with them. Nobody's skull is perfect after you die. But yeah, this is pretty minimal cleanup as well. The edges, I put it in this way first and then I flipped it over and I went and I pushed down all around the edge of it, just a little bit past, because it's kind of rounded, you see. But I pushed it down to make sure it was right to that edge, because that's how hot glue dries. It's kind of rounded. But that made it perfect all the way around. It's damn near perfect. And clean up a little bit, but that's part of the job. There's always cleanup. Go grab my tools. $7 ounce, but for the whole thing with the sprue? Possibly. Clean this up, and then I'll go in and weigh it and see. If anybody else wants to make a guess on the pew-pew, leave it in the comments. With the sprue, obviously. What do you guys think it weighs with the sprue, this whole thing? And once I clean this out, we'll go weigh it. I gotta figure out what I can do with my sand. All the burnt stuff. SGT, what do you do with yours? They told me to save it, so I always have. And I think you can take it to a refiner and they can get the silver out of it, but I'm like, how much silver is really going to be there? I feel like you need a lot of dirt. But that's what I was told, there's silver in it. I love this tool for this, by the way. Best thing that I've used yet to get burnt sand out. Oh, I can't touch it. Ah, stay. And you don't have to get it perfect, but I try to get it at least looking like that. But you'll notice, like when I got down to that, having just a little bit left, you could see like little black spots kind of here and there from trying not to get rid of too much. And it still works fine. I used to take it all the way down to like, you know, sand color. I wouldn't leave that. I could probably even leave this and it'd be fine, but I like to get a little bit more than that. It sucks. I don't like wasting it because it's so damn expensive. Like, that's a lot laying down there. This should be good. I'll show you how much of this stuff I have. I brought this out. I think the phone it went down to 10% or 20%, and I had to plug it in. So I don't know if you saw that, but when I brought it out, I was holding it like this, and it hit my arm. I don't know if I'm gonna have a mark. I don't see it, so it looks all right. When you first touch something hot and you're like, yeah, thinking that you're burned, hoping that you're not. Look at all that. That's Petrobond and Duff clay. You can actually see I had a little bit of the poker chip there. But that's all the burnt stuff. It might be worth taking it somewhere. I just got a new cookie sheet too. I got 2 of them from the dollar store. The last one I got, it's so warped up. It's like all burnt and warped and just, you know, the whole thing is turned crooked, but it's like wavy too. It's like, yeah, I think it might be time for a new cookie sheet. And then we'll let these cool down all the way before I put it back into the sand. Sometimes when I go in, I might clean it up a little bit more. So it's not totally perfect right now, but pretty close. Man, I'm sweating like a pig. Whew. But yeah, I'm liking this. It fits perfect. And if you go too far, this little lip holds it so it can't go flying, although I don't think it would anyway. But yeah, I like this a lot. I have another one that's a little bit smaller, and that's for electric. But yeah, I believe this is made for gas, but it's the electric style. Basically just needle nose that somebody cut off and welded like shit. Wasn't me. Although if I was to weld, it'd probably look worse than that. Take you guys in here. Hopefully I don't lose you. It might think for a second. Just don't go nowhere. I'll be back if it does start getting crazy. Plug you in. You're too sweet for me. Get some of this. I don't want to scratch it too much though. I'm trying to get the burnt sand out of the eyes. And the nose. Yeah, it does have a little couple of spots. I could probably clean it up with a Dremel a little bit better. So we'll see what happens with this one. Need some more lighting in here. But it's pretty cool. Like, see right above the nose how it has that little... It was going to be way worse, but I tried to push it down, and there was another one around right where my thumb is. And then there was one next to the nose, but I left that one. That just looks like a skull that got eaten up by some mice or something. You know what I mean? Man, this trigger came out perfect. think it looks pretty good. It has that little safety thing that's like in the trigger. You can even see that. I need a better light. I gotta get some, there's a little bit of dirt still right there, but you see it's got that little safety spot. There's a little bit of sand still stuck there. But I feel like that turned out pretty good. What do you guys think? If you're here and you haven't smashed the like button, go ahead. Hit it for me so we can get to 20. That'd be cool. I would appreciate it. Let's see what this bad boy weighs. Sorry, I haven't checked the comments in a while. I don't know if you guys are talking about anything, but... Did you make any guesses? SGT said 4.3. 3.5 with the sprue. $6.79. Damn. I can cut it off and see what it weighs before the cleanup. I'll probably do that live too. What this one weighs. Dang, just under 5. Shall we do some cutting? I'm sweating so bad, it's probably going to be ridiculous. When I put my goggles on, or safety glasses. I got this damn extension cord in the way too now. Let's pull that down. What I do here is I got this DeWalt flashlight. I set it over on the other side. Pop it up so I can see. There's so much silver up there, it's ridiculous. Yeah, that should be pretty easy. Somewhat minimal cleanup. I'm fogged up already. Damn. You gotta wear glasses when you do this because it comes flying straight at you. That was good. Close enough. I'm going to lose a little bit, but and I don't save that stuff anyway. But let's see. This light kind of sucks too. Well, let's not leave that there. It's going to bounce around and be end up getting caught in it. This might work a little better, but I'm kind of standing there. What the hell? Okay. We're going to figure this out, guys. We're going to figure it out. You can't see. That's definitely going to have cleanup. Wish I got a little bit closer on that one. Because what I do now is I take it to the sander. I'll put it on that sander right there. And sand it down. You can see this one. Well, you can't see. All jacked up here. All jacked up. See the bottom. Pretty far away. Did all that with the lighting and still didn't get much closer. So a lot of times I'll take it to the sander, just sand it all down instead of filing for an hour. What do you think the sprues weigh? What do you think we got here? Probably 8 to 10 ounces, to be honest. 8.95. Well, I was pretty right on with that. I almost said 9, but I went with 8 to 10. All right, so SGT, is this? Do you think that this weighs what, 1.3? Is that what you said? I mean, there's definitely a few points on the cleanup. $1.49. It'll probably be more like 1.44 by the time I clean that bottom up. It's almost like 1/8 of an inch. I just don't like to get too close, man. I get too close. I almost did that with this bar. You can see, like, right there, I had to stop it because it was starting to cut in a little bit, and I was like, uh-oh, let's not do that. I still got to clean this up a little bit more, but 1.32, so this will probably be 1.29, maybe, 1.28 maybe, I don't know. It's hard to say. I started using this leather glove when I take it to the sander because when you sand silver, it gets hot. And I don't know if it was the last Griffin bar I did or what it was, but I had this glove, these gloves. If you're ever using a sander and holding silver, don't use anything that has rubber on it, because once that stuff gets hot, it will actually stick to the piece. And it took me forever to clean that stuff off of there. So I went with the leather one, but of course, you know, leather gets pretty hot too when you're holding on to something hot. It gives you an extra couple seconds, maybe 10 or 15 seconds that you can hold it on there, but eventually the glove just gets hot too, and you gotta do something else. Extension cord plugged into that. Too much stuff plugged in here. Guess I don't need this Dremel tool. But yeah, I'm going to take you guys through the process. We'll take this one all the way through, just see what they look like. Because I want you guys to see what goes into it. And I'll get this down with the sander. And see, I've done copper back here, but I only do copper on the back edge. Everything else I save for the silver, and I try to keep it on the front. I do have another one of those too. This, I don't even know what the hell I was using for this. This is a long time ago. I've never tried to use that because it's kind of gross already. I don't want to contaminate my silver. There's freaking, look at it, look how it's shining. You know what's funny about this glove? I had a mouse out here, and the mouse got to it. pretty close. I'll probably finish it up with the file. Pistola, man, it's got a ways to go. I hate wasting silver like that. Damn. She gets hot. She gets hot, hot, hot. You like the pew pew? Did I miss anything? If I missed anything, just leave another comment. .31, yeah, so it'll probably be 1.3, maybe 1.29 by the time I'm done. God damn, don't touch it. Whew. Don't touch that. Can't touch this. 1.47, so yeah, it'll be maybe 1.45 by the time I'm done. It's pretty close. And see, I had this standing up. But if you hit something like on the table, if I go to hit it, it's going to fall over. So what do you guys think? Should I leave it on there? Obviously, it's got to be cleaned up because I was doing it for so long, it started to roll up the edge. So it'll be this side, that side will look like this side. But you can see how I'm still trying to get it exactly flat. And it is a pain in the ass to do that, let me tell you. It is so hard to get it perfectly flat. But I'm going to try, and if not, I'm just going to cut it off. But so it will stand a little bit better once I get it completely straight. But it does stand up. Should I leave it like that so that it can stand up? She is pretty. Both sides too. Notice how she's facing this way over here, and then she's facing this way over here, so it lines up on both sides. Buffalo Bullion made this. He sold me some molds back in the day. I need to find some new molds, man. If anybody knows anybody that sells molds, let me know. Because I know Michael just had a baby, and I don't want to bug him too much. But Buffalo Bullion, I like to reach out to him again, but man, it took him over a month to send these to me. He forgot twice. Well, he forgot once, then he left it for his girlfriend to take to the post office, and then she forgot. He didn't notice till like another week later after I asked him, like, hey man, what's going on? I think this might be lost. It's been like a month. And then it still took him like a week to send it. I was like, dude, this guy. He's a good dude though. I mean, just not great at shipping. But he only charged, I think I paid $60 for all of those gray molds that I have. So it was a pretty good deal. Leave it. Yeah, I'm going to try. I'm just hoping I can get it flat enough. I mean, I guess if you, even if it is there, if you want to take it and lay it down, it's still fine. I should have kept a little bit more. But yeah, that's the new pieces I'm working with. These will all be in the auction tomorrow. Plus a couple other things. Like I said, I had the channel rounds. I did number 13 and 14. JK got 14. So I still have the number 13s left. And then I have a 2-ounce round, which is a number 1. First time I did a 2-ounce CC round. So it says CC on one side, 3 9s fine on the other side, and a number 1. By the way, I need to try to find a number stamp. That's one stamp that I don't have. So I always just put the number. I don't put number 1 or number 2. I just put 1, 2. I need to look into picking up one of those. I'd also like to get a CC stamp made so I don't have to actually stamp it with C's. You know, it could just be one stamp. And maybe even have like a circle around it with the backwards C and the regular C, and then a circle around that. That's probably good enough. Kind of like my sticker looks. Actually, my sticker doesn't have the backwards C, now that I think about it. That was before I did that. One of my other stickers, my designs that I made, have that, but I never made it. See what happens tomorrow, because I like to order some stuff from Silver Scorpion. The design he made for me, that one he gave to me, I'd like to get some of those made. Maybe put those up in an auction eventually. And those will be cheaper because they're not silver. I can get him to do it in silver, but I can also get him to do it in copper. The one he sent me, I think, was zinc plated. It's copper, but it's like zinc plated or something like that. I also need to try to do that guitar. Remember that guitar I did? It was real thick, but it didn't turn out all that great. It kind of had a dimple on the back side of it, so I ended up melting it back down. I'd like to try to do that again and get it to be completely flat on both sides, and then send it to him and let him etch the actual strings and the frets and all that, like etch everything into it. That would be cool too. He said he could do it. I guess he could probably just take a picture of it and upload it somehow. He's really good with the computer stuff. I wish I was. I'd like to get an engraver. I'd like to get an engraver, like a hand engraver, to make like hobo nickels and things like that. I've been wanting to do that for a long time. By the way, I will have a hobo nickel in my auction tomorrow. I did an unboxing, opening up a couple of those. I posted like 4 videos in the past couple days, so if you haven't checked those out, go ahead and check them out for me. I'd appreciate that. I don't get very good views on videos these days, because I don't really post them very often. I just did another one before I went live, and I was going to post it before I went live. I think I even said, I'm going to be live, stop by, and didn't have time to post it before 2:30 came around. Some of that stuff will be up in the auction too, so I'm going to have some new stuff. Instead of the same old, same old. All right, Jim, I appreciate you hanging out. I'm not going to be on here too long. I'll probably go to like 90 minutes, try to make it an hour and a half. And then get back to work. When I try to pour and I'm live, unless y'all want to hang out and just watch me do it, I'm just not going to be talking to you. I'm just going to be concentrating on what I'm doing, so I can get some stuff done by tomorrow. Because those 2 sprues, we got 9 ounces. I want to try to make something with those to have for tomorrow. And tomorrow I'll probably be stamping all day. I'm not toning anything though. I'm going to leave everything untoned in this auction. Like that Griffin bar last time I toned it, and the lion. But I think the number 1s I'm going to leave. This actually might be a number 2. Try to do something a little different. Because on the COAs, I write if it's toned or antiqued or whatever. Antiqued is actually how I did those. Basically just making it dark. So all the low points are dark, and then all the high points are silver. But I really like the silver look. I was even thinking about maybe putting them in a tumbler overnight, making them nice and shiny. Because the tumbler is not going to get into all those little details, so you probably still will see a little bit of a not shiny look to it here and there on the low points. But that could also kind of make it not look good too, so I'm kind of like on the fence about it. But you can see like some of it's more shiny than the other, but I want to take a wire wheel to it, I think. Try to keep it all looking the same. The lion's good though. A lot of decisions when it comes to this stuff. I never know what to do. I'm so damn indecisive. I've been praying every day too. That's like part of my everyday prayer. Let me be decisive in decisions. Give me the strength to be decisive. Seven Stack says, I like the lady, the lion, the eagle. Wait, what don't I like? I appreciate that. You are, you and Titan are my top two buyers right now, and I really appreciate it. If it wasn't for you two in that last auction, man, it would have been tough. So thank you. I can't say it enough. I do appreciate you. So yeah, Silver Oceans did a video today showing that new 2 Auto, which somebody wants to send to me. So that's pretty cool. I'll let you know if he wants me to tell you who it is. Some people like to do things for people and not get recognition for it, which I understand. I've done that plenty of times too. Um, so we'll see. Because I would love to unbox it and say thank you, in a video. But that eagle I did last time, the bigger eagle, he wants one of those in place of a furnace. And I was like, man, I don't know if I can accept that. But I talked to him on the phone today, and he's a really good dude. And, you know, I told him he can do it. He can send it. It's awesome, man. Like I was saying earlier, I got off the phone, I started tearing up, man, because like I haven't really had too many people do something like that for me, and it really means a lot. Like there's not the right words to even express what that makes me feel like. And I was telling him too, like I really would love to get this to a place where I could start doing stuff like that too, and giving back to not only our community but just my community in the area. It'd be awesome to have an auction for like the homeless, or there's so many people in the streets in Maryland, especially in Baltimore, and a lot of people have drug problems and things like that. And if we could get one person into a rehab, that would be awesome. But it would be it'd be even better if I could help like a family that's homeless and try to do something for them. It feels really good, man. It almost helps you just as much as it helps them to do something nice for somebody like that. Plenty of times I've driven off from helping people, and I'm driving off with tears in my eyes because it just feels so good that I helped somebody like that. That's God right there, letting you know He's real. The feeling that you get when you help somebody is awesome. SGT, I know you know what I'm talking about. You've done a lot too. At some point, I'm going to be able to do something like that. We'll get there. And that's what this guy was saying too. He was like, I want to bless you because I know that if I bless you, I'm going to get 10 times back that from God. Like, he'll be blessed even more by doing that. And I was like, yes, I know exactly what you're saying. So no matter what, I think what I'm going to do is at least I'm going to pour something with that furnace and do some kind of giveaway with it, and give back to the community a little bit for somebody giving to me. I think that's the only way to really go about it. And I'll probably send him a little something extra too. But yeah, it's a good feeling. I haven't been able to do that in a while, so I really want to get back to that. I got to make that happen soon. Christmas is coming up. And, Tupac, Coin Roll Hunter. Well, that was his old name. Coining Around. They do a lot for the community, that his community, and they do like toys for tots. And I remember when he went to Walmart and had like 2 or 3 full shopping carts of toys. Then he did something for the Humane Society, giving back to the animals, or giving back to the place for animals. That stuff always pulls at my heartstrings. Seven knows. SGT knows. You know, I used to be the type of person when I was younger in my 20s. I would walk by a homeless person and, man, get a job. You know, I'd be thinking in my head, just get a job, dude. And then you start to get older and you go through stuff yourself and you realize, man, nobody. Sometimes it has nothing to do with choices. Sometimes things just happen and it's out of your control. And a lot of times that happens because God's trying to test you. You need to go through something so that you can realize what you do have. And sometimes people need to lose everything before they realize what truly means, or what life is really about, and what it means to be alive. And yeah, I don't know. I just like to be able to do that soon. I mean, it would be cool to like do something. See, I've never really had anybody donate to me for anything, and I don't like asking. I always feel kind of weird about that, but it would be cool to like do something where like I'll make a video and say anybody that wants to donate, we'll have an auction, and all the proceeds will go to somewhere, and just be able to run something like that. I know it's a lot of work, but I know when it's all done, the feeling that I'll have will be amazing. And I need more of that in my life. That's definitely what I've been missing over the past couple of years. So that is in the works at some point. We'll get there. Maybe not this year, but at some point. I can't believe it's almost October. What the hell? How did that happen? I feel like it was just Halloween last year. Like, I feel like it's only been 2 months since Halloween last year. And then as soon as Halloween's gone, it's like, all right, now we got Christmas right around the corner. Yeah, that's the thing. We have an amazing community here. I know I've been a part of things like that, not on that side of it, but going in those auctions. It's like I was talking about earlier. Like I would overpay for things just to help out channels, especially when it was for something, because it's going to a good cause. I just haven't been able to get into anything like that recently. Times are tight. It doesn't seem like anything's going to be getting any cheaper anytime soon. At least they dropped the rates a little bit. Build it and they will come. What movie was that? It was from a baseball movie, right? Field of Dreams. Build it and they will come. So you guys like the pieces? What's your favorite piece out of everything you see here? I like the lady because it's the most recent one. And man, I've been back and forth with that. I've had that for a while. And, being somebody that, being a child of God, and really trying to find my spirituality, I almost kind of felt like, man, I don't really want to put something like that out. But, you know, the female body is beautiful. And God made it that way. So, and I showed it to somebody and they're like, yes, you got to pour it. You got to pour it. So hopefully they'll show up at the next auction. That was the same thing when I stamped that Trump bar. Like, I would have never done that because I don't really pick sides when it comes to that. I'm not going to put that out on YouTube because one way or another, somebody's going to be pissed off. And I just try to stay away from that stuff. But he asked, and I was like, yeah, I could do that. I even said, too, nobody took me up on it. But I did say if anybody wanted me to stamp Harris on the other one, I could do that, too. The baby Glock. Yeah, I'm just going to have to, I'm going to call it a Glock and not GUN. I'm pretty sure that's what I called the prototype. That one I ended up toning. But yeah, I think I'm gonna leave all these silver. Unless I tone, I might have. This probably would look cool if I antiqued it, because the eyes will be dark, and then the teeth will probably pop a little bit more. The nose will be dark. So if I do one, it'll probably be this one. But I'm gonna try to pour a couple more tonight, and then clean up until bedtime. Maybe try to make another video or two, and then tomorrow we'll probably be trying to stamp things, and because it takes a while for stamping, because I put everything in that pitch bowl now, which, by the way, I did figure out how that works. So if you have something like this, or even something flat like this, whenever it's flat, I don't know about this. I might only put a CC on this circle here. I don't know about 3/9 and all that other stuff, because if I stamp the wings, it's so thin, it's gonna bend it. So I think if I do anything, it's just gonna be a little CC, and it might be barely visible because I don't want to do it too hard. I usually try to at least get a 3/9 fine on everything. But so what you do is you heat the pitch bowl up, right? And all I do is a hair dryer, and just put the hair dryer on it for a minute. It gets soft, and then you press your piece down in there. The first time I did it, I left the piece in there and then stamped it. And when I pulled it out, a little bit of it was kind of stuck to it. So what you do is stick it down in there when it's nice and hot, and then pull it out, let it dry hard, and then stick it back in, and then you stamp. That thing cost me like $170. So like, I was so pissed off that first time I used it. Like, wait a minute, it's gonna leave crap all over my piece. Like, I can't use this thing. Dang it! But I spent so much money on it. I was like, man, I gotta figure this out. There's not really too many videos. That's a video I need to make, actually. I might try to make that video tomorrow while I'm doing it, because there's not too many people with a pitch bowl. Whenever I was looking that stuff up, it was all the videos were about like people making cups and, you know, stamping copper and things like that. It wasn't anybody doing any kind of silver stamping. So I kind of had to just figure it out. So I should probably make a video about that soon. I made a video today. I had like 6 different unboxings. It was like 6 packages, but there was only 1 to 2 things in each one. So I just did it all at once. Those are supposed to be all separate videos, but that stuff's from like 2.5, 3 years ago. It's just been sitting in the packages ever since I got it. So I just knocked a bunch of them out. And then other than that, I really only had probably about 6 or 7 packages left. All those, I think, have a couple things in each one, though. Actually, one of those was a giveaway, too. I didn't realize until I opened it. Sacaplata, when he first went to TikTok, he just started a TikTok, and he did a giveaway for a $50. I think it was a Franklin $50, 1962 or something like that. But it was either a bag of $50 or like a bottle, like a glass. I can't remember. I think it was a bag, though. And told everybody to guess how many they thought was in it. And I was closest without going over. I need to make that video for TikTok. That one wasn't too long ago. I'm so behind, man. All that mail that I have, too. I feel like such a butthole from that. From being gone for so long. And now I'm just like, I feel weird opening mail up that's like 2 years old. And I've been back for 6 months, so it's like 2.5 years. Man, time flies when you get old, man. Especially when you have kids. Leave in the comments down below, how much did time speed up once you had kids? And I didn't have kids. I was like 30, 32. But man, it just seems like ever since then, time just went twice as fast. Damn near twice as fast. I guess it's because you watch them grow up so fast. It just seems like the time flies. funny. Sometimes I'll watch videos of my daughter when she was younger, and she had the cutest voice you ever heard. She had a little bit of a lisp, and just she hates it when I watch that stuff. But man, I love going back and watching those videos. I miss that voice so bad. Back when I was her everything. Daddy. Now she's like, man, can you go somewhere? She was practicing her dancing yesterday, and I was in the kitchen. I was getting ready to pour before I went live last night. And I was putting the thing in the oven, and she's just sitting there just looking at me like waiting for me to get out there so she could do some dancing. Like, can you get out of here? They grow up so fast. Then they're embarrassed of everything you do. Anybody else going through that stage where they're just embarrassed of you? I do act goofy sometimes. I try not to do that in public, but she gets embarrassed so easy. I really could do anything and she would get embarrassed by it. Sometimes she'll walk behind me. She doesn't want me to try to embarrass her. Like, dang, it's not like I'm being weird like that, not in public. Maybe at the house I get goofy. Maybe on my live streams I'll act a little goofy and say stupid stuff, but I care too much about what people think. Although I'm kind of losing that. I used to care way too much about what people thought, and I try really hard not to even think about it anymore. It's taken me 45 years to get here, but man. Things change a lot. They say that your body in 7 years, your whole body regenerates all the cells. Like any bone that broke, it'll be completely healed within 7 years. Any kind of ailment that you had, you know, you can heal it within 7 years. That's why I kind of feel a certain way about all this. Yeah, I don't want to get into it. You know, people trying to change themselves into the total opposite of what they were born as. And it's like, man, these people, especially when they're young, like they just don't realize that you change so much as a person, even in 5 years. And I hate to see these people making a mistake that they're going to regret for the rest of their lives, you know? They definitely shouldn't be doing that stuff with kids, man. I can't believe that it's even talked about. It's crazy what's happening right now. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that. Brown Sugar, what's going on? Would you rather have Goofy Dad or Marine Dad? I should start making her say yes, sir, no, sir. Yeah, they'd rather deal with Goofy Dad once they think about it. Yeah. Drop down and give me 20. By the way, thank you for your service. I was never mature enough to even think about doing that. Now I'm probably mature enough to handle something like that. Great, but now my body won't do it. There's probably a cutoff, man. They want everybody like 18, 19, 20 years old to start. What's the oldest that they'll take somebody in the military? Is it even 30? I'm good, Brown Sugar. I'm feeling great. The best I've felt in a while, to be honest. By the way, for anybody that might be here that doesn't know, tomorrow night I'll be having an auction selling some of the pours that you're looking at here, some other ones, and then a little bit of this, a little bit of that kind of stuff. If you watch my last couple videos, I was unboxing some things that I'll probably be putting up. Things I bought from the community 3 years ago. Just now getting around to opening it. 28, yeah. That's what I was thinking. It's probably not even 30. I'm 45 now. I'm definitely not going to make it. I do have flat feet as well. I heard that was a bad thing. They don't like that. The arthritis probably wouldn't help either. I wouldn't be surprised if I had Lyme disease, to be honest with you, as much as I hurt all the time. But gout, man. If anybody knows about gout, that's when your joints, they crystallize, like the fluid in your joints crystallizes, and it hurts so freaking bad. Your son's birthday is tomorrow. Well, happy birthday. See those little crystals whenever you, like, say it's in your knee. Usually it's in, like, I'll get trigger finger every now and again where, like, if I, like, my finger has to be like this. If I open it all the way, it hurts. If I close it, it hurts, and I can only get it to, like, right here instead of like that. So inside in the joint, that fluid crystallizes, so it feels like all these crystals are like breaking together. It's almost like a shin splint kind of feeling, you know what I mean? I don't know if anybody's ever had shin splints. SGT, you probably have if you're in the military, running all that stuff, man. I've had shin splints, I think, 3 times now, and I couldn't walk for a couple days after that. It's funny too, because I was at a Capitals game and I signed up for one of the silent auctions. It was a picture, and I never won it. Well, the person that did win it didn't pick it up, so they called me after the game. I was already out to my truck, about 6 blocks away. Actually, it might have been further than that, but I ended up running from my truck all the way back to get back into the building because the doors shut down at a certain time. You know, they don't let people come back in usually. So I was trying to see if I could sneak back in, and I did get in. I got it, but I had to run in the building, and then once I got in the building, I had to run halfway around the freaking arena. And I hadn't been running. At that point I was at a desk job, and I hadn't been running in a couple years. And yeah, man, that next day sucked. That next week sucked. But yeah, my hip, my whole left side, my hip, my ankle, my knee, something hurts pretty much every day I wake up. But I've been trying to work out and stretch and do all that stuff. I need to do it a little bit more. So usually it's only in the morning. Once I get moving around, it's not bad. Unless I was to drink. That's another reason why I don't want to drink. Because if I have even a couple beers, man, it just seems like it locks me up. If I was to take like a Percocet or something like that, it would do the same thing. I would be in more pain. That's why it's like pointless to even try to take anything like that, because no matter how much pain I'm in, if I take something like that, the next day I'll be even in more pain. I don't know how that works, but it's kind of crazy. But yeah, that stuff, I think that is the devil. Oxycodone is the devil. Heroin is the devil. I think that is Diablo. And stuff grabs a hold of you, man, and it's just like nothing else matters because you feel so bad if you don't have it. I don't wish that on my worst enemy. But I will say that when you go through something like that and you come out the other side, you're a way better person than you were when you started. But getting through that is probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. All because I had a snowboarding accident. I cracked my collarbone, my tailbone, and my rib all on the same day. And it was my right collarbone, my left rib, and my tailbone. So I didn't sleep for a month. I couldn't get comfortable, couldn't lay down, couldn't sit down. I had a donut at my desk when I was working because I couldn't sit on my tailbone. And I had a motorcycle at that time. Actually, I might have got the motorcycle a year after that happened. And even a year later, I couldn't ride the motorcycle for longer than a half an hour before I had to pull over and just stand up for a little while and stretch out and kind of walk around, you know. Now it's fine. It's been over 7 years. But So yeah, everything's healed up now, but I don't know. I still feel my collarbone every now and again, but I don't know. Maybe it's not the bone that's hurting. I tend to go a little hard when I work out sometimes, especially if I haven't worked out in a while, and then I try to get back into it. I try to not go so hard as I used to go, but my muscles can do certain things, but they're not used to it. So I tend to hurt myself. So I try to do at least a little bit. That's what I've been doing recently, just trying to get back into it. Because I was working out like hard every day. And then I hurt my shoulder and couldn't really do much for a while. And now I'm all healed up, but I'm trying to take it slow as I get back into it. I'd like to start running again. Herman, what's going on? Having an auction tomorrow. These are some of the pours that'll be in that auction. Yeah, I'm having an auction tomorrow at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time is when it's going to start. But I'm not going to put pours up till 8. Usually that's what I do. You're going to be live at your LCS tomorrow? That's pretty cool. I tried to talk to my LCS about doing something like that, and I even tried to make a video. They were like, nah, we don't want nothing to do with that. I was like, you don't even have to be on screen. Just talk to me. Let me come in and just talk to you, have a conversation with you. Like, at that point, I was like, I'm not even on screen, so. But yeah, they weren't into it. I remember that's what, what's his name? Damn. Plumber Stacker would go to his LCS, and they would do auctions from the LCS, and the LCS would be selling stuff in Plumber's auction. You guys remember that? I haven't seen him do anything like that in a while. Is that what you're doing? Or are you just going to go live at the LCS, having a conversation, talking? Oh, we hit 20 likes. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Probably need to get off here soon. We'll wait for 2 hours. It's only 4 minutes. Trying to get that watch time up. I should be pretty close to 300 watch hours to get 4,000. So I'm trying to do this by Halloween. By the way, let me show you some stuff. So Halloween is coming up. So skulls, things like that are always fun. But I got these witches here. I thought about trying to pour something like this. For Halloween. I don't know if anybody be into it. We got that one. That one looks kind of weird. That one's pretty cool. Might be hard to get that to fill in right here though. Flying on a broom. I got these from the dollar store. That was kind of cool. That one's pretty cool too. So yeah, I was thinking about maybe trying to pour one of these. This one I think would be too hard because that broom, I'd probably have to bring it in here and there just to make sure it went down, both of them. But I can try it. But I got those. And then I have some zombies. I don't know what I do with them. I have some zombies too, and something else, but I don't remember what those were. They were like packages. I was looking for like toys and stuff, like figurines that I can make copies of on Amazon one time. I just bought a few different things. And then I got this spider. So I glued the bottom. Well, you can't see it. I glued the bottom so it would be solid there. But man, that's going to be a tough one. And you know, it's plastic. They're going to bend a lot, so I don't know how easy that's going to be. I had this little lobster stirrer thing. I was like, man, I might have to make a lobster. That'd be a small pour. That'd probably be like, probably not even a ½ ounce. And then I have this skull. That'd probably be 3 or 4 ounces. That's a heavy one. That was the one I broke with the skull and crossbones. I tried to do the skull once before, and because the eyes, it's on like an angle, it's kind of a hard one to do, but I might try to get that at some point. The crossbones, I did 1 of 1. That's the only 1 of 1 that I've ever done because I broke it. And then I realized I had a whole other one. So this one would be a 1 of 1 too because of that, but it would be with the skull if I did it. But that's kind of heavy too. I don't know if I'd even do that anytime soon. Yeah, I got Jack Skellington, isn't that his name? Hold on, come here. Just show you. Man, this is... So that's some of the stuff I was gonna pour at some point. The green is all my prints. Actually, this was one of my prints too, but I broke the other... I broke it off. Oops. I'm not a fan of the devil anyway. I would like to make... I forgot I had these. I might do these soon. These are toys. These are keychains. These are toys, YouTube. And these are metal too, so these are easy to get out of the sand. Little saxophone. Trumpet. This fucking dog aggravates me so bad. Here's a couple of these. I got a bunch of them in the house, but I think these were the ones, because a lot of them, they're kind of hard to do. This was one, but because that foot is not attached, that's going to be tough. Unless I brought it in from the top. This one, she's walking around holding a brain. I know the lighting in here kind of sucks. But this is like some Halloween type of stuff I could possibly do. These are zombies. This one would probably be the easiest one. Shut up! As soon as I get done here, I'm blasting my radio again. As loud as it'll go, so I don't have to listen to this shit. I don't know how people can be so inconsiderate. It really boggles my mind. I'm just going to be gone all day and leave my dog to sit out and bark at everything you do all day, every day. Not 1, but 3. Although this new one is the asshole. Excuse my language. Get the hose out and bring it to the back. I can just spray them with the hose every time. That'll train them. They'll quit barking if you spray them with the hose every time they bark, eventually. Oh, what do you just go through some prices and grab whatever? What time are you doing that? I really can't afford it anyway, but probably will be pretty busy tomorrow before I go live myself. I'd imagine that would be like during the day. Yeah, these I could probably do 2 at once. Put one that way, one that way. I'd probably cut those off. I don't need it to be like a keychain. And then do a separate one with that, and then have like do a set of all 3. So it'll be 3 pours, kind of like those runes. But it wouldn't weigh a whole lot, and it would be expensive because it's 3 pours, and it's probably going to take me 8 hours to accomplish. So it might be better to do it individually. And people like different stuff too. Like this is a AK-47, and that's an M16. Or AR, I guess you could call it. Looks more like an M16 though, with that handle on top. Right, SGT? And that's just like a 30-06 hunting rifle, probably. I got a 30-06. It's a Remington, and it's just a carbine. Like, it's just plastic. And I got it because it was relatively inexpensive, and it had a really nice scope on it. Man, I sighted that thing in, and after about 10 shots, I'm like, jeez, I don't know how somebody could sit and shoot this gun all day. I think the next thing I get will be a 308. Like, I have 5.56, I have 30-06, I have 7.62 by 39, but I'd like to get like a 308, or maybe even like a 300. And they're like a 300 blackout, I think is what... I think the military was even talking about going to a 300 blackout, right? I remember reading something about that. Herman, what time are you going to be live tomorrow? If I get a chance, I'll try to swing through. Probably going to be stamping everything tomorrow, though. Doing some touch-ups. I want to make a video tonight letting everybody know in a video form. Because I keep doing it the day of, and I don't really get people showing up. So really what I need to be doing is Monday or Wednesday, posting a video. Because it's not something I do every week. If it was something I did every Friday, that'd be different. And I might try to get at that at some point. We might get there. I think it's 4:39. I didn't even see her come home yet. 21 likes. I appreciate you guys. You're 2 hours and 6 minutes. That should give me a couple watch hours. Some of you have been here the whole time, so I appreciate you guys. It means a lot to me. And I like just shooting the shit every now and again, you know? It's funny because, like, in real life, I'm pretty shy. Like, I'm kind of the quiet guy. But once I go live and hit that button, it's like, I'll talk to you guys about anything. Herman must have left. But anyway, I do appreciate you guys. But I'm probably going to get off here. My daughter should be home from school now, so just say hello to her. Get a couple more pours done, and then hopefully have a couple more things to show you later on tonight, because I'm going to try to post a video tonight letting everybody know what pours I have and then what extra things I might be throwing up instead of the same old, because I've been putting up a lot of the same stuff for a while, and I'm trying to have different things, so that's why I've been doing these unboxings. So definitely some new stuff, definitely some new pours, and a couple number ones that I've already sold the prototypes for, so we're getting somewhere. And then the first pour I ever did in silver, I made a copy of. So this is a number one. The prototype I'm keeping. This is actually a prototype. I did this 3 years ago. Look at the toning. It looks totally different. But that is the one piece I'll keep. That and my first copper pour was a guitar. Those two are the only ones that I really want to keep forever. I do have that Tool logo too. It's possible I might put that up. I've been saving that because that's my favorite band, and I think it's funny because it looks like a Tool. But I could pour another one of those for me. And I left one of the vent holes on it because it was a line that came, basically this is the piece and the line came out, and then I took it and bent it down so that it stands up straight. We need to go live together and pour. Yeah, hey, what time are you going to be live tomorrow? Yeah, man, if you want to do that, we can do that, man. The other day I was noticing that when you first go live, you can invite somebody to be live with you. I've never done it, though. I don't know how that works. Like, I don't use StreamYards or any of that stuff. I have no idea how to use that stuff. I have OBS on my computer, but that's not through my phone. And if we're pouring, I have to do that through my phone, not the computer. Unless I set the laptop up to do it somehow. I actually do have a really nice webcam that, if I could figure that out with the computer, that'd probably be better. But, Yeah, I'm really dumb when it comes to that stuff. I'm very computer illiterate. But yeah, plumber. When I first came back, he was talking about wanting to do that, and I was like, sure, let me know whenever you're ready. But I haven't seen him doing much of anything recently. Um, but yeah, there's been a few people that have been interested in doing that, and I'm game. But it also gives you somebody to talk to, and something that I'm not sitting here talking, feeling like I'm talking to myself, like I'm talking to you guys. But sometimes I just go left field and just go off on a rant talking about whatever. That's usually when I lose a bunch of people, but whatever. So it would be cool to be able to talk to somebody. That would be fun. I'm definitely down. I have to figure it out. 10:45 Central. So what is that? 11:45 for me? Or no, 9:45 for me? Wait. 11:45. No. Man, I'm dyslexic. You can tell. It's different. It's a different time. Perth Mint Gold. I might have some Perth Mint Gold. No. I think I sold that. I do have a 10th ounce. Is anybody into Chinese? I got a 1982 gold panda. That's a 10th ounce. I don't know if that's something I'm really trying to hold on to regardless. I don't like getting rid of any gold because I don't have much left. But I have that, and then I have a 1 gram bar. And then I have 2 other 10th ounces. But I don't remember exactly what they are. I think one's an eagle. I can't remember what the other one is. I don't know. I have to look it up. I don't remember. It's a little bit more of a premium because it's an older one. It's a 1982. I want to say I looked them up last time. They were like $350. But I could be wrong. That's another thing I got to do by the time I go live is try to look up some prices on things. Oh, I have a 10th ounce gold eagle. That's a West Point mint too. That's still in the box and everything. Man, I haven't even shown that yet. I never even made a video about it. I need to do that too. But that's from 2022, I think. Or maybe it was 2023. I don't know. I think it might have been 2022. It's 2 or 3, one of those. But it's West Point mint. Those go for like $350 to $382. It's a proof. Somebody has a 5 ounce gold. Oh, Johnson Matthey, 5 ounce gold bar. Man, if I had the money for that, I'd probably have a lot of ounces of silver. I'd have a lot of shot right now if I had that kind of money. That's for sure. I kind of want to wait for silver to come down a little bit. That's why I'm melting all my stuff down now because I don't want to have to buy anything. Last time I checked, it was like 32 and some change for an ounce of silver. Spot price. Herman, you have to ask them what they'll give me for a 1982. They can make some jewelry out of it. No, I'm sure they wouldn't want to pay what it's worth or even close. Now, if I looked that up and it was going for $350, obviously I would give you all a better deal than that. Because I didn't pay $350 for it. Damn, can y'all hear that? That was my stomach. Good Lord. But, you know, when I know something's worth a certain amount, I want to try to at least not sell it close to spot. Damn, spider crawling up my leg. But you guys know, I'm pretty good at giving good deals. I've actually I've lost quite a bit when it comes to some of these streams, especially when I try to do like a buck and go. It's funny, man. The last live stream, 7 stacks. She got a quarter set, which was 5 quarters for $1. Like even face value, it was $1.25. So you know where the good deals can be. That's why I always have a starting bid. I thought about trying to do some buck and go stuff, but every time I test it, it doesn't do very well. I'm kind of afraid to really like lose my booty, you know what I mean? Feel free to double tap the screen for me. I know a few more people came in since 21, unless you're back from earlier. But, feel free. These are the pours that I'm going to have. Not these. These are just things I was thinking about doing. And this one is my first pour ever, so that's not going to be up for grabs. But this one will be. The number one will be. And this one I got to do a little bit more work. I'm trying to make her stand up straight. So that one's pretty cool. And then we got the bar. This is a Griffin bar. Griffin lion. Apparently there's a couple different types of griffin. So I called this the Griffin lion because it's a lion with wings and a tail. Well, obviously they got tails, but some griffins have I think they have like a eagle beak or something like that to them. So some of them are different. So I called it the Griffin lion. Then we have this lion. It's about 3 ounces. I think it's just under 3 ounces. You got an arrowhead. I might even do that other arrowhead again. That's a prototype, by the way. And then this is a number 1. That's a prototype. This is a prototype. This is a number 2. No, that's a number 1. This might be a number 2. But that's a number 1 prototype. So yeah, lots of prototypes and ones. That's pretty much what I do for the most part. I've been through about 350 ounces now. And there's only a couple pieces, like the praying hands I think might be a number 3 or 4 now. The gavel might be a number 3 or 4 now, which is a hard piece, and people just haven't been wanting to bid on that. So I didn't have one in the last one, and I'm probably not going to make one for tomorrow either, because it's a 2-piece pour, because you get the gavel and the thing that you hit it on, whatever that's called. And that's a 1 ounce, and then the gavel's an ounce. So it's like 2 ounces. And they went for like $70 to $73. It's like, it's just not worth the time that I have involved in it. Because those gavels, man, there's a lot of cleanup on those gavels. There's always a pretty good amount of flashing on it. So I'm sitting there filing for like an hour and a half usually on that piece. And to make like $5 off of it, it's not worth it. I mean, I could make one and just start it at what I feel like it should go for. Which I'm trying to do that a little bit more now anyway, but it's tough. Trying to find the right people, people that understand the work that goes into it. That's why I like doing these lives, because you guys get to see the process of it. And know I put my heart and soul into these pieces. And I've melted down many a pieces because they weren't good enough. I've been pretty lucky though, especially since I've been using Dove clay. I'm pretty good now. There's not a whole lot of pieces I mess up. I've messed them up from stamping. Had to remelt it because I stamped it bad. That's happened. But yeah, tomorrow, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we'll be live, selling some pours. And then every Thursday at 2:30, I go live pouring something. And if I get this gas furnace in, that'll be cool too, because even if it rains, I can be in here and we can do some pours. And I think next Thursday, I might try to do some stuff and kind of maybe show you guys some of the cleanup process and do some of the filing and just, I think it's important for people to see like how long it takes to actually get a piece done sometimes. Like there's a lot of pieces I have 6 to 8 hours in. Like the alien spawn, that one was tough. That took me about 8 hours to finish that first one. The second one, I was a little bit better. It didn't take quite as long. No, the gas. I'm talking about an electric furnace, a two auto, the new style, the octagon looking one on the bottom. I guess it's an octagon. I don't think it's eight sides, but you know what I'm saying. Somebody is supposed to be sending me one of those. You guys saw. I don't know if you were here when I did. I tried to buy a cheap one, right? I went and bought one off Amazon. It was 190 bucks, and the first time I used it, the top cracked on it. So I got the money back and I still need to ship it back out to them. She won't print the damn label. But I keep forgetting to tell her during the day. I thought that fox was running through there, but it was a squirrel. It's like behind the trees. I couldn't really see it fully. Um, but yeah, that one I'll be using that in here, like I did that one that day. It was weird though. It seemed like it didn't heat it up all the way. Because when I did pour it, I think it should get the temperature and then. What do you do, SGT? Do you let it get the temperature and then wait a certain amount of minutes before you pour to make sure everything's nice and melted? Because I think it got to temperature, and because it cracked when it got to temperature, I didn't wait a whole lot of time afterwards, maybe a couple minutes, like 2 minutes, and I poured. And it seemed like it was kind of like thick, like it wasn't quite liquid like it should have been. And it came out weird. But that's the only time I ever used it. I've never used an electric furnace other than that one time, so. 1125 is your pouring. As soon as it gets to that temperature. Yeah, you did get the pour. A furnace killer. What was that? Was that a heart? Why is that screen ripped out? What the hell? You just noticed the screen on the side of my house is like half ripped out. That's not good. Gotcha. Yeah, I think I might have been doing like 1050 or 1075 maybe. I don't remember. I don't feel like I remember 1125. Or maybe it was 11. I can't remember now. I never did post a short of that thing breaking. I should have did something there. I always forget to go back. I got a lot of shorts to post. I got actually shorts I wanted to post before I go live tomorrow of the things I sold in the last auction. Except for what OC got, because he got them later on when I did a live Saturday. He got some. And I totally forgot. I took pictures of them, but I totally forgot to make a video. And those were cool pours too, man. I regret that now. I guess I could always make a video with the pictures in it and just talk about it. I don't know. It'd probably look stupid. Every time I try to do that, it doesn't just have the picture. It likes to move the picture around in the screen. I don't know if that's because iMovie just automatically does that or what. I do have another, I have Filmora too. Maybe I should try it in Filmora. But I need to start posting more videos of my pours instead of just in live streams. I don't really show the pours too much except for the auctions. And I would probably be doing a lot better in the auctions if I was showing everything that I'm doing beforehand. So, I mean, I show it in a video before I go live. I usually show what I have, but that's it. I need to start kind of making more videos, put more content out. Shorts especially, because you get a lot of more exposure with the shorts. I do anyway. It seems like they push my shorts more than anything. Yeah, well, SGT, did you see the video that Silver Oceans just put out? He just got one of the new ones. And he said it's the best one that he's had, and he's used 2 auto before, so they upped the game on this one. He was talking about too, and I noticed right before he said it too, that the circle part, you know, where you put the crucible, whatever that's called, the chamber or whatever, it used to be a little bit bigger than the hole. Now it's the same size as the hole all the way down. And that little filament that's inside that comes up, that's not in there anymore. So it's like, I guess on the outside, or maybe the whole thing is wrapped somehow. And he said that it got to temperature way faster than his other ones. So he said it's the best furnace he's used so far. So yeah, that'll definitely be a game changer. Because that's why I didn't really like electric to begin with, is because it takes forever. Like that one I got, of course it was a cheap version, but it took like a half an hour to get up to temperature. And I know you can time things right. And if you put it in and get it started and then work on your mold. But like, I don't know. I get nervous about those though, because I've seen a lot of people try to pour with them. And when you get those long crucibles and you got just a little bit in the end and you're trying to pour it in there and you got to do it just right, or it likes to go flying out. I think if I get that, I'll probably end up ordering one of those smaller crucibles. So what do they have, like a 1 kilogram, 2 kilogram, and 3 kilogram maybe? I don't even know. Maybe if they make like a half kilogram, maybe that'd be something to get. I have to look into it. Yeah, that's the one I'm getting. That's the one he showed me the picture of anyway. And I was like, yeah, I actually kind of want one of those anyway. I really like the new design. And I'm pretty sure that's the one he said he wanted to send me. What an awesome dude, man. I still can't believe it. Like, I mean, I'm sending him a pour, but just the fact that somebody wants to do something like that, pour is worth like $70, and he's going to send me like a $330 furnace to help me out. That's freaking amazing. I'll tell you guys who it is at some point if he wants me to, but until then, I want to just kind of leave it at that. But yeah, that's pretty freaking cool. I was thinking about reaching out to Aldo, because I've been doing a lot when it comes to pours and live streaming and all that. I'm sure they'd probably send me one. That's what I was telling him at first. Like, you know, I need to reach out to them again, because I did it before, but that was right before I came back to YouTube, and I didn't have any content out for a while. And they were like, well, you're not really putting any content out now, so no, we're not gonna sponsor you. But it would be cool to have one for copper, one for silver. Because I can't do copper in this furnace anymore. Every time I do copper in it, the whole... Here, I'll even show you. Unplug this. I'm about to end this sometime soon anyway. But look at this thing. See the top there? This hole was very small. It was like right here. It was like about what you can see where my finger isn't. And I did copper one time and it got bigger. And it was about to here. Then the last time I did copper, the whole thing ended up... I'm like, I don't know why that happened. I don't know if it's because it's so long and you can see it's got like some gray kind of everywhere. I don't know if that's from the copper or what. But I don't remember seeing gray anywhere, and it's kind of around the edges too. But I really don't do copper, so I don't know if that's because of copper or what. I mean, I know when you're doing copper, a lot of times you'll see like a green flame coming out of it, and you do not want to breathe copper in. Like, it's bad. You gotta stay away from it. It'll get you, it'll mess your lungs up. But yeah, man, that's another reason why he was like, yeah, then you can do copper with this to Aldo. But see, it closes. I don't know if... I think I was trying to ask you, do you do silver and copper, or do you just do silver? Because when you close the top, it does have that, you know, white on the top. Like, there's a small hole right here, and then that stuff in there. I'm wondering if I was to do copper, am I going to get this kind of stuff all over the top of that? Is it going to like screw up the top, or I don't know. I'm not sure. So I almost wouldn't mind having one for silver and one for copper. But yeah, I'm not doing, in the gas furnace, I'm not doing copper anymore. But that's another thing that Oceans was saying too, that this new one does get hotter than the old ones. and he didn't do any copper yet. I even said that too. I was like, pour some copper. Because he asked, if anybody's into copper, I'll try to pour some copper with it. Because it does get a little bit hotter. And I was like, yes, let me see. Because that's probably what I'm going to try to do. I mean, I know people use the 2-auto to do copper, even the old ones. So it should work regardless. But all right, bud. I appreciate you hanging out. I'm going to get off here soon, too. I'm going to wait until this hits a full minute, which... So there's a... What the hell? It'll be a minute, or an hour and 50 minutes. No, 150 minutes. Sorry. But, yeah, tomorrow, 7 o'clock. Make sure, if you guys get a chance, go check out the videos I've posted. It's just some unboxings, but, views are not good for me these days. Because I don't really post a whole lot of videos, so if you don't mind going over and giving me a view, hitting the like button, I'd really appreciate that. But tomorrow, 7 o'clock, we're gonna go live. I'm not gonna put any pours up until probably 8, and then see what happens, and hopefully continue on this journey. But other than that, I'm gonna get off here, and I might come on tomorrow if I'm doing some stamping. Maybe, oh no, I don't want to stamp when I'm live because I'll be thinking too much and I'll screw something up. I might just try to make a video showing how I use the pitch bowl. So I'm going to try to get into some better videos, not just unboxing some stuff that nobody really cares about. Try to make more videos about a specific thing. I want to do some prepping videos because I've got a lot of amazing preps I want to get into. Yeah. That's really about it. So if you're here right now, there's 5 of you here. If you didn't double tap the screen for me, I would appreciate it if you could do that. It would be nice to get to 23, just saying. But I'm sure you all did. I appreciate you guys. It's always a lot of fun for me hanging out and shooting the shit and just talking about life. And, you know, you guys are getting to know me. I'm getting to know you a little bit. And it's always a lot of fun for me. So thank you for hanging out. And hopefully I will see you tomorrow. But like I always say, I appreciate you stopping by. Hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day. Serpent, what's up? Man, that was bad timing. You hit the button for me. I appreciate that. I was about to get off here. But yeah, tomorrow, 7 o'clock, we're going to have an auction, if you didn't hear. 8 o'clock is when the pours. These are some of the pours I have. I'm going to work on these tonight. I'm going to pour probably 1 or 2 more tonight. I have 8 ounces. Those 2 sprues is 9 ounces, actually. So I'm going to try to pour a few things with that. 2, maybe 3. We'll see what happens. And then tomorrow will be like stamping. I got to do a lot of cleanup tonight, too. So it might take me till a certain time. But I want to get enough stuff done so I can make a video tonight. And then try to at least have somewhat close to 24 hours warning about what I do have. So I'm going to try to do that later on. So I'm going to get off here and get that going. Hopefully have another couple things. Is there anything that you guys have seen that I've made that you would like to get one of? If there's anything that you're thinking about that you'd like to get, let me know and I can try to pour something for tomorrow. Because I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I might try to get a gavel done. But like I said, those are tough, man. People just don't want to pay what they're worth. What else? Poker chip. I didn't do any poker chips. I could try to knock 1 or 2 poker chips out, and if I get 2, then that'll be 10. And those that I really don't do much with when it comes to cleanup anyway, other than cleaning the edges up. Seems like the poker chips, though, they haven't really... The last one was a number 8, and I didn't even sell that in the one before, so... I think everybody's getting a little older, the poker chips. I think the people that got them wanted... Or the people that wanted them got them. But, I need to find you a snake, man. I really need to find some kind of snake. I went back to that dollar store, and I couldn't even find the ones I was telling you about that one day. I like what you have here on your, what is that called? Your little picture. Whatever the hell they call those things. I like that. That's pretty cool. I was thinking that would be cool. To get some kind of snake bar and pour something like that. I need to find somebody that can make me molds. Like, I have a 3D printer, but the way people print nowadays is way better than that PLA printer. Sometimes I get pretty decent prints from it, but something flat like a bar like that, it's really not the way to do it. And I don't know anything about design, so if you know anybody, if you find anything that you want, if you can find somebody that has a mold, and if you want me to make it for you, I'll definitely do that. I like to have something like that anyway with a snake on it. Yeah, Silverpunk, he does his own stuff. I need to figure that out. I'm just so bad with computers. What's cool, what Buffalo Bullion did, and I've watched him do it. He has like an iPad looking thing. I guess it's just a touchscreen computer, and he has like what's those? It's like a pen that you can touch the screen with. I forgot what that's called, but he'll just sit like you got the screen. He'll just take this pen. He'll put a picture in there, and then he'll just pull up in this whatever the system is. He'll just pull up certain pieces through it to make it more 3D. Like this was a picture when he did it, and then every little piece he just brought up to make it 3D. That's what I need to figure out, because then you can just take a picture of something and make it, and then obviously he 3D prints it. But he's not using PLA either. It's a way better printer. But anyway. That's what I'm missing though. I've been wanting to do some kind of snake piece. Definitely been on the list for a while. I just haven't found anything that I can print or in the wild. I found those plastic ones at the dollar store, but they were just, that was going to be too hard to do. Because basically it's just like a snake that's just kind of like back and forth like that, you know, and flat, which wouldn't be hard to do. The bottoms had those lines in it, which looked kind of stupid. But if you're just putting it on the one side and then pulling it out and then just doing flat on the other side, which I've done before, that could actually work. But I don't know if that's something good enough for, you know, I don't know if anybody's going to want to pick up something like that. I'd almost rather have something like curled up, like a cobra or something that's popping up with his head. You know what I mean? That would look really cool. I love cobras. Or even like a bar with like a cobra on it. I think that'd be cool. I don't know. I definitely need to be doing more. It's hard enough just to get pours done though, man. And then the design too. Like, there's not enough time in the day. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna get off here. I'll be live tomorrow at 7. And other than that, just trying to post a couple videos here and there. Next Thursday, I'll be live again. We'll see what happens tomorrow. If I'm not at a place where I need to be, I might come back on Tuesday and keep it going a little bit, and maybe work on some things over the weekend. But we'll see, because I'm gonna have to deal with shipping too. It just depends. Last auction, I really didn't have a whole lot of shipping to do. I think I only had like 7 packages going out, so that was relatively easy compared to some of the other ones. But you know, anyway, I do appreciate you guys stopping by, hanging out with me. It's always a pleasure. I've been kind of all over the place with things I've talked about. And did a few pours. So this is what I did today, Serpent, if you didn't see it. Or this is what I did yesterday. Last night. I actually went live too. And see how she's facing this way? And then she's facing this way. So it's like exactly the same on the edges. I still got to clean it up a little bit. But I left some of the sprue on there so that she can stand up. So that's a pretty cool piece. A lot of people like that. And then today I did this skull. I did the Glock again. This is a number 1. Those are prototypes. So that turned out pretty good. This is a toy YouTube. This was my first silver sandcast ever. That's the actual first one. But I wanted to make a number 1 because the prototype is something I'm keeping forever. So I made this. This is a number 1. My first silver sandcast ever. I tried to do it like 3 times in between that one and this one and screwed it up every time. So I finally figured out how to do it right again. Using Duff clay this time too, which I think helped. And then this right here, it's an arrowhead. This was my grandfather's. My grandfather made a dream catcher for my mother. And this was in it. And I took it out so I could make a copy of it. So This is a sentimental piece, a copy of a sentimental piece anyway. And then the tiger, this is a number 1. And then the Griffin Lion, which I believe is a number 1 too, but it might be a number 2. I got to look through my pictures and see. I'm not sure. And then I have a 2-ounce CC round, which I've only done one of, and I ran that through the tumbler, so it's nice and shiny. But that's stamped with a CC. It's my only 2-ounce, number 1. I'm not going to make a number 2 until that sells. I have 2 number 13s, 1 toned, 1 knot of the 1 ounce, and then I have the CC channel shield that I made. It's like 1.5 ounces. And then I have that symbol still, which is like 3.5. That might end up getting melted down. If I don't sell that tomorrow, I'll probably just melt it. I like it because I'm a drummer, but how many drummers are out there? You know, it's just one of those pieces. I just haven't found anybody that's interested in it yet. So I don't know. Maybe I'll stick it up on Instagram or something and see what happens. Take it to TikTok, see if anybody's interested over there. But other than that, that's what I got for now. And then I'm going to try to do a couple more tonight to have a few more things. And work on stamping and trying to do whatever else, writing up COAs, getting everything together. Price-wise, tomorrow, trying to figure out what things cost. Because I got some new stuff that, coins and things like that I'm going to put up that I have no idea what they're worth. Things I got a couple years ago. But yeah, I've been doing some unboxings, trying to open up all that stuff. But anyway, so many cool pours, so little money. I hear you, man. That's my problem. That's why I'm trying to get more shot, but I've just been making enough to pay the bills. It's hard out here. It's hard out here for a pimp. What was that called? Hustle and Flow. That movie was funny. Anyway, I digress. We are at 161 minutes, so I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. There's still 7 of you here. We got 24 likes. That's awesome. Thank you for ever just hit that. I just watched it change from 23 to 24. I appreciate you guys. But stop by tomorrow. We'll be live, hanging out, having some fun. I'll be giving away a few things, We'll start it with a giveaway. We'll end it with a giveaway. And possibly do a couple in between. We'll just see how the night goes. The better the night goes, the more I'm willing to just, throw extra stuff up there. Get a certain amount of likes. I like to add a little something. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, let me get back to work and get some stuff done. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. So, like I always say, I appreciate you stopping by. Hopefully, I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day.